Welcome to Boggy Creek Life. I'm your host Cam Boggs, and this is Mail Calls and Grail Halls. I believe we are on episode 38. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back as always. Thank you much. I know it's been a minute, and I'm sorry. It's just, life. If you're new to the channel, what I do is model reviews and some building tips, painting tips, kind of show just what I'm working on and whatnot. And the model reviews are not always over new stuff, as you were about to see. On this show, I had to pull some things out of the stash, but I hope you will like them. And if you don't already have them, all these kits are probably definitely findable. Some may be easier than others. But, you may be able to check them out and go, oh, hey, I'd like to hunt that down and get that. So we got Son of Frankenstein, sculpted by William Paquette, done by Geometric back in the day of 1998. That's a classic. I picked that up at a model show, IPMS show up north of Miami here. I can't remember. Not far. I can't remember the name of the little town. Then we're going to have Mobius Frankenstein, which I also have the aftermarket parts from Escape Hatch Hobbies. I haven't built this, obviously, but we'll go over that. I have heard some horror stories. And then I did just get this one. It's new to me, but it's not new. The LS Morgan Plus 8 Motorized. Has a motor made in the from what I could find out, was made in the late 1990s, early 2000, probably around 2001. So it's still got some years on it, 25 years. I mean, it used to be cars with 25 years were antique, so I don't know if this is considered antique or not. Obviously, to me, just being 54, my antiques are still considered like the 50s and 60s cars and stuff, but I have to realize that that's not the way old age goes. That being said, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to have it set up at the beginning of the month, this next month coming, February, and I am going to start a Patreon. I'm thinking about a $3 tier, not too expensive, and then I will go live for an hour or two once a month, and sit and paint and build. And if you join the Patreon, obviously you can join in, and you'll be free to ask me any questions if you have any. It's probably going to be called something along the lines of what I did and why I did it. That's pretty much how my my thinking goes. Because I'm not the guy that sits down with a whole mindset when I work on the kit of, well, I'm going to do this, and this, and this, and it's going to turn out like this. That's not me. I sit down with a general idea, and I forge it as I go. Some kits are, next to nothing that you have to do, especially with the new 3D printed kits and stuff like that. They're all like so perfect. Older kits, you have to, work at them a little bit. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to sit down and hopefully, a lot of you guys will join. I'll do that with you guys. And everything, all the proceeds are just going to go into making the show better, making it, so maybe I don't have to show you old kits that I already have so often because, hey, I know times are tight for everybody. And why do you think I'm not showing you some of the new stuff that's out there? Because I'm just regular Joe like most of you. And, stuff gets expensive. Price of everything else is going up, but what they're paying us is not, and that's just the way of life. So hopefully we'll get that going and we'll see what happens. Enough with all that business jargon, mumbo jumbo. Let's go ahead and get into these kits. All right. First one we'll get into here is the Geometric Son of Frankenstein. Boris Karloff as the classic Frankenstein, sculpted by William Paquette, vinyl model kit 1/8 scale. Made in the USA, 1998. Geometric design, Boris Karloff likeness, licensed by Sarah Karloff, Karloff Enterprises. The box, my box is a little beat up, you know. It's just a piece of paper basically stuck on a, I'm sure it was looking great at one time, but it's been around about 25, 26 years, 27 years, something like that. I don't think I have to turn the camera off for us to check this one out. Ooh. Got the old directions, which I like. They're stapled through. Geometric design. South Wabash Street, all Minnesota. And I believe these guys are pretty sure they're out of business now. Amazing figure modeler. Unfortunately, that magazine just retired. And these other two I have not heard of because, you know, I've only been into this hobby around 5 years. So, you know, all this stuff is new to me even. And that's why I love it, and that's why I keep doing it. And, you know, I'm sorry for those of you who are like, old crap. But so I know some of you guys like looking at the old stuff. Makes you want to get yours out of the stash and, you know, give it the love. You got that on the other side. Pretty simple. If you know anything about vinyl kits, well, you know, you got to cut off the extras, make sure it all fits, heat it up when you do that. Gives directions. Adult supervision recommended for modelers under age 14. Wash all the parts with soap. Gives you a nice preparation guide there. Gives you a parts checklist. Suggested painted scheme. Good stuff. You got his little... Why are we so dark right here? There we go. Got his little tiny electrodes made out of white metal in there. Apparently I hadn't opened this at all. I thought I already did. Alright, I will fast forward through all this in editing. Alright, first let's look at... Whoa, got an arm and a torso. First let's check out this torso. Just beautifully textured. And I mean, if you've been in this hobby, you know William Paquette ain't no joke. Master sculptor. Got stitches in the side, holding the vest together. Good primo stuff. Hard as a rock. Definitely will need to be heated to be cut. The pants. Portion good, nice folds. You know, old Frankenstein, there ain't really too much to him. Got his nice hobgoblin clogging boots. They do have a little texture to them though, like suede. So I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just from being so old. But it does feel textured, so that might take a... Of course, the paint will probably smooth that out, but nice flat paint on there would look good. Hand. Nice veinage going on there. Has this on his hand. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Let's see if the directions say about this. There's something there. Hand 11. Well, it looks like it's supposed to be there. Right hand thumb. Oh, okay, I see. It's where his thumb goes. I was like, did he have an injury in the movie? I thought the hand was like this. I was paying no attention that there was no thumb. Okay. Huh, there's his thumbs. Look at those beautifully sculpted I don't know what this is, but I'll find out when I go to do the model. It's got a part number. It's part number 8. Let's look at that and see what that is real quick. Ah, 8 is to stick to the arm so you can stick it to the torso, I believe. Okay, that's strange. Apparently, there had to be some reason behind the molding. I'm sure the hands was because they were like this, and that would be hard to demold, you know. So that's why the thumbs are off. Maybe the same thing with the arm. I don't know. But what we're all waiting for is let's check out the head. Got his scar there. His metal clamps on the top holding his brain nougat in. Scar around his neck. Beautiful Karloff likeness. William Paquette, master sculptor. All the hair. And wrinkles around the eyes. Very beautifully done. Beautifully done. Okay, another piece of flashing. Now we'll look at the arm. Really not much to tell. He's got his buttons on there. Yeah, it's William Paquette sculpt, so it's going to be all right. It's going to be tight. Other hand in a fist. How many hands is there? Alright, well maybe if it's one you want to make one in a fist instead of a open hand, because there's one with opening. You glue the fingers and a thumb to. You want that hand. Or you can have it closed like this. Well, that's nice that they gave you that little option. That's cool. Very cool indeed, especially for way back then, I suppose. Alrighty, well, very beautiful kit, 1/8 scale. If you love Frankenstein, you love doing vinyl. I think vinyl's probably my favorite. It's getting to the point now where I don't have a preference. Vinyl used to be my favorite, but I still like vinyl because, especially if you want to customize, because you can get. I mean, I know it's not soft right now, but you heat it up, it gets very soft, and you can do some crazy, excuse me, customizations with it pretty easily. All right, I'm gonna put this all away, and we'll drag out the next one. All right, next up is Frankenstein by Mobius Models, and it does come with door, wall, and floor. Very nice boxing. Mobius always does a quality plastic kit, in my opinion. Actually, I think either the first the first kit I built was the Grim Reaper, and it was Mobius, and it was nice. But that's a simpler kit too. And then I did a Creature from the Black Lagoon, which was fit together great, in my opinion. But I've heard horror stories about this one, and I don't know how much we're going to get to see in there because, well, if any of you know, if you take all this stuff out of the box, you're never going to get it back in. And we're going to dive into it. But I think this was maybe, it's funny that like bigger companies never put who sculpted it on here. I don't think. I think this was sculpted by Jeff Yeager. I could be wrong. Monster movies are arguably the most iconic figure universal. The ghoulish, shambling monster based on Mary Shelley's classic novels, given cinema director James White, makeup artist, Jack Pierce, actor Boris Karloff, whole performance. Doesn't mention it at all. Prototype model shown, made in China. Universal. Yeah, it doesn't mention who sculpted it. But I think maybe. I mean, I could be wrong. Hey, if you know for sure, go ahead and drop it in the comments who sculpted this. Okay, as you can see, I have not taken any of the parts out. Now, the major complaints I heard about this kit was, A, the legs look like skinny jeans. So let's just go ahead and, well, actually both parts that I've heard complaints about are in this bag. So I've heard that the legs look like skinny jeans. And it's all going to fall apart. That's okay. Let's go ahead and, well, I have to putty that. That's why you shouldn't do that. You should do it with these. Magic trick. I'm turning the wrong side because I had the card in backwards. Yeah, this way. There we go. That way I'll remember. These, you know, not promoting anybody or anything. Is not sponsored. Just found these on Amazon. Seem to work pretty good. You know, them God hand things or whatever. They're kind of expensive. You know, clip it a little bit back from the piece. That way you can sand it down. Let's see at least how they fit. Mine looks like it almost had glue on it at one time. Well, it seems like they would fit well if you chose to use the pants from the kit. Now, I have the pants from Escape Hatch that are a replacement. And I'm not sure who sculpted these either. Not sure. Let's check them out, hold the difference. Alright, he's got a little shorter legs, a little wider berth, a little beefier leg. And apparently the masses think that is more like Frankenstein. So this is the piece I will probably use since I painted for it. And yeah, these do get quite skinny. But I do see what they're saying with these. These are very nicely done. One he's got kind of a butt, the other one he doesn't have one. And I will be holding that up to this. This is the torso. Once again, fit nicely together. Maybe a little bit of putty. Pocket flaps are separate. Good detail of buttons. Shirt, wrinkles. Let's see how this would sit on top of this. Because it's supposed to just go in just fine. A little bit of sanding maybe. Hold it together. You see, you just got a little bit of a gap right there. You can see the light through the hole. It doesn't go all the way up and cover, but if you cocked it forward, maybe that's how it's supposed to go. Or if you just take and sand the edges of this down at a little bit of an angle and just let it slide down a little bit further, you'll be all right. Because, I mean, we have no problem doing that because we make models here. We don't expect perfection. We actually like to use our skills. And see, that would be like things that I'll talk about on the Patreon. What I did and why I did it. Let's go ahead. Oh, I can see right now. I don't, you know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think this was sculpted by Jeff Yeager. While not horrible, it looks more like Lurch of the Addams Family. So I'm not even going to take this one apart to see how it fits. I mean, it's got some of the, I don't know, it's got that big pout lip thing like in the middle hanging down over with a super cleft. It's like a seriously over exaggerated, and he's more like got like an Arnold Schwarzenegger flat top. It looks more like it's hair going up than hair coming down. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I can definitely see. Now, I do believe this head was sculpted by Jeff Yeager, the replacement head, which we can see is 10,000% better as it actually looks like Boris Karloff and the monster. Beautifully done, Mr. Yeager. Another master sculptor. Got our bolts, everything already on there. Let's go ahead and take a gander at our fit. It has a, they made it fit. This has a slot thing in there. Actually, that's a slot, so I don't know what you call it. It's like a key. So it's sliding down in there. That would catch, and it rests on your peg going across there, holding the torso together. Actually, a little bit of glue, it'd be good to hook. Excellent job. Excellent sculpt by Mr. Yeager. And by the way, escapehatchhobbies.com. They have all kinds of customizing and replacement parts that you can get for your old Aurora kits, or you could turn like one kit into something else. Like some people turn what is like the Invisible Man into the Fly or something. Revenge of the Fly's mom, second cousin or something. It's got all kinds of cool stuff. It's for like your Aurora scale Draculas and stuff like that. It's got replacement heads, where it looks like Bela Lugosi, instead of Gennaro vampire guy trying to look like Dracula. I just stop by, check him out. Todd Powell is a great guy. I've talked with him quite a few times and bought many things off him, and they are all in the boxes to the kit they go to, because that's how I like to do things. All right, let's scoot all this out of the way. Try to throw it back in there a little bit, give it some semblance of where it goes. Oh, there's our nameplate. That's nice. Easy paint. Make it all prettiful. Put that off to the side. Let's just check out our base pieces here real quick. I'm skipping over directions. You know me, I like directions and stuff like that. Okay, well, they tell you exactly what's going on and how to do it. I mean, it's a human. If you've walked on the planet for a few days, you should know how one of them go together. You got your door handle pieces, wall, nameplate go down yonder. What you should look like. The Story of Frankenstein, which I will not read. And important reading this first. Tells you not to cut yourself, stuff like that. In depth. All right. Go ahead and rip this out. Up to the end so I can slide it back in like a bag. All right, so this is going to be, I think this will be your wall. So this is a fairly tall, nice little kit. They even put extra protection, so that's nice. So you don't break the pins. This will be your door. Both halves stuck together. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that drew me to this model, for it being styrene and having like a nice big base like this. And I've seen some great builds of this. Nice textures on the stone. Easy for your dry brushing and your washing, however you like to do your weathering and such. They got a piece goes across the bottom somehow to help hold the wall up. And then your flooring, you've already got the wood grain and your nails put in it. Let me zoom in on that. So yeah, I mean that's nice, easy. I myself personally would brush a little extra wood grain over that just because I like, you know, because it just looks a little better than just putting wash in there. You take the extra mile, it looks the extra mile. You know what I mean? But all right. So if you don't have that in your collection and you want it, I'm pretty sure this is still available. I think last time I seen one of these for sale on like eBay or something, they getting close to $100. I got mine a few years back when they were like 50. But definitely I would say worth it, especially if you like working on styrene. And I would stop by for sure at minimum at Escape Hatch Hobbies and get the replacement head at minimum. I mean, you know, you probably live without the pants if you're not that picky. But if you want it to look like Boris Karloff and not Lurch, get the head. All right, on to the next one. All right, and I put the car one last because I know you're not all car enthusiasts. So my figure people fan base, you know, I didn't make you suffer. But if you did stick around and you like cars as well, like I do, I like cars. I like some planes and things like that. That's what I originally started working on when I was a kid. I had a couple of them. Maybe they were Aurora because it was the 80s. I'm not sure. I had like Spider-Man, I think, and Superman breaking through the wall, but this just wasn't around where I was at when I was a kid. But cars stuff was. And I always liked the bigger the better. So I came across this on eBay, and I just like how the car looked. You know, it's a cool looking old car. I didn't know anything about the actual car itself. And then I was checking it out, and I remember, not this one, but there was another kit that I was trying to put together when I was very young. And it was given to me secondhand, so all the parts wasn't there. But it also had an electric motor. So this, you put an electric motor in, batteries, and it not very fast. But this, I mean, this may not work at all. But once we look inside, you'll see that it just may. Now, I'd never heard of this company, LS, or anything like that. So I went ahead and did a little research. And let me tell you what I found. Because one thing is it's Japanese. And we all know how the Japanese take their modeling very seriously. And that's where it says edited by Morgan Auto. You'll see. So this is the Morgan Plus 8 from, and don't get me wrong for pronouncing stuff, a Yoshima's Auto Salon series. The LS logo refers to LS Kagaku, a Japanese model company from the 60s and 70s whose molds Aoshima later reused, keeping the from LS with Pride branding, because it says that on the side of the box. Where's it at? It says LS Pride. It says it on here somewhere. Right there. Plastic model from the LS with Pride. So this kit originally came out in the 70s, and I didn't get that one, but it was redone in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think 2001, from my research, because it has a number. It says 2001, and that was a year. There was only 2,000 of them made, so it's still kind of a collectible. But and it says it was edited by the Morgan Auto Tatango Group in Tokyo, a respected specialty shop known for building and modifying real Morgans, the real car, for the Japanese market. And this is why collectors value this kit for its authenticity and strong connection to a period show car culture. So yeah, it's kind of, you know, a cool thing that it was inspected by this company that actually, you know, customized these real cars for authenticity of looks and whatnot. You know what? And to me, if people dipped out already and quit watching after the monsters, you're missing out on the best part. So we'll look inside here. At first, I'm not going to lie, I thought I got one from the 70s because it didn't have any barcodes or stuff on it on the box. I was all super excited. But then I started to get a little puzzled because you could see how colorful and stuff the parts still are and did a little more research and found out that over there, they didn't necessarily start using barcodes even around 2000. Especially not for certain things. But you see, we got a full set of directions, part checklist. The Japanese, they don't be playing around with models. And even though we got an electric motor in there, we got a full plastic. And look at that blowout. Look at that blowout, will you? Woo! Thank goodness it does go through part by part, though, of assembly. It has wires, but, well, it's got to have wires. Obviously, it's got an engine. But just so you get the whole feel of a detailed model, everything. No curbside. And you still get an electric engine in it that battery operated will make it scooty scoot if you want. Now, see, that's the thing that drew me to it is I want to try to build it that way. I mean, you could leave the motor out. Yeah, sure. But where's the fun in that? So we're not going to take any of these parts out because I just don't want to lose them. But we will check it out. It's nice textured. So your paint, I mean, you may have to texture it when you paint it, but it's already textured. And simple details, at least on that. These are probably mounting spots, at least right here or something. Frame. And even if it wasn't super detailed, it's just really cool, man. Chrome. All the pieces, the rims. Put you some black wash in there. Make it pop a little bit. And then your engine chrome and stuff, your operational parts, look more like aluminum right out the damn package. They look more like steel. Not that they won't be painted anyway, but just saying. Kind of set up to that. Kind of looks like, if you didn't want to paint it, you wouldn't have to. Of course, that's true of any model, but just saying. We've got the motor, your axle and gears, tires still seem to be squishy, and you just got a spare on the trunk. We got your wiring, springs, everything to make it go. I mean, you ask me, this was, I mean, look, that's a beautiful red plastic right there already. If you didn't want to touch nothing, if you didn't want to do nothing to it, I mean, it has. I can see it here. It has kind of, if you look through the plastic shine to the actual plastic of the car, it has like kind of a gloss shine to it already. If you didn't want to do anything to it. So I think this will just be a cool, fun kit to do. And, really, at the end of the day, what it boils down to is whether I like it or not. It doesn't matter about anybody else. And that's the same way all of you guys I know are and should be. Never be ashamed of your skill level. Never be ashamed of your choice of model. Do what you do that makes you happy. And that's what this is all about, my people. What this is all about. Doing what makes you happy, what is relaxing to you, and fun. If you are an enthusiast like I am, then you know that this hobby is truly therapeutic at times. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking at that. Let's get this out of here, and I will tell you all goodbye. All right, so once again, thanks for stopping by, checking it out. Oh, you can see my little cheat sheet over there for the last one if you hung around that long. But if you stuck around and you haven't been here before, please like and subscribe. Like I said, I like to do all kinds of kits. Have some. I think I've done one plane. I like to do bigger scale ones when I break that out. Going to get the Patreon up and running by the beginning of next month. I hope to at least see a few of you there. You know, if you got people that you know that are into the hobby, hey, share the channel, pass it around. The more people we get in here, the better. We're up to like 540, and I'd like to thank, that's subscribers. I would like to thank each and every one of you. And at the Facebook page, which is Boggy Creek Studio, so if you're new, you can go over to Facebook and check out Boggy Creek Studio. And I post more like pictures there of what I'm working on currently and the progress, the works in progress. So if you head over there now, you can check out Ed Harley jeans and his boots and pumpkin head that I've been working on. There's quite a few things on the page just been running for a couple of years. So, you know, head on over to Facebook, Boggy Creek Studio, check that out. And trying to think, you know, hopefully I can get a show here recorded again a little bit sooner. Sorry, I didn't realize it'd been so long. I've been throwing little shorts out trying to keep it going. But yeah, we'll see what life's got coming at us next. And hopefully you and yours are doing well. And I think that's about it. So until next time, be good to each other. Model on.